Alright guys, day 40, part 1. So in this video I want to talk about why the whole trend of disappear for this many months and you'll come out a new person is bullshit. So coming from someone who's already tried this before, actually I've done this multiple times in the past, disappeared for 3 months, 6 months, and I went to the point where I did it for a whole year and a half, I think, with basically no contact with my friends for the most part, no going out. I mean, I don't really go out in general. I don't like going out that much, but I did the whole disappear for this many months and see and like watch what happens. So guess what? Not much happens, honestly. You think that you'd come out a better person or something like that, but really you'll just come out you're probably feeling pretty lonely and usually burnt out as well, because every single time I did one of these things I just ended up getting burnt out, because I'd work for 12-14 hours a day. I'd push the limits of my cognitive functioning or cognitive capacity, I should say. And it didn't lead to anything, because every single time I did this whole I'm going to disappear for this many months and I'm going to come out a new man, an improved man, an improved version. I'm going to achieve all my goals. I didn't really achieve much during any of these periods, I'm still broke. So the point is, disappearing for 6 months or whatever the timeline is really doesn't do much. Okay, at the end of the day, you can read all you want, watch as many YouTube videos as you want, do as much research as you want, but if you don't take the necessary actions in order to get to where you want to go, you'll never get there. And so even if you disappear for 6 months and avoid social contact whatsoever, if you spend all that time alone playing video games, for example, or watching TV, you're not going to get anywhere. And at the same time, on the opposite end of the spectrum, if you do what I did and just work your butt off the entire time, not working very smartly, I should say, but just working your butt off in general, you're just going to end up getting burnt out. Even if you do work smart, even if you do work on the right stuff, if you push it, you will get burnt out. It's inevitable. All right, don't think you're human. Remember that you can't work for 18 hours a day every single day and sustain it for a long period of time. It's not going to happen. And at the end of the day, consistency trumps periodic bursts of hyperproductivity. Okay, long-term consistency always wins in any pursuit, in any venture. There's going to be times when you may need to get something done immediately, like some kind of project, or produce some kind of product or whatever it may be, and you want to get that out of the door within the next week or two. For a week or two, fine, maybe you can work an extra 1 to 2 hours a day, push it to maybe 12 hours or 14 hours, whatever your limit is, right? And push it to that and do what needs to be done. But on a long-term horizon, something that's more than 1 to 2 weeks, sustaining that for a long period of time is mostly just unrealistic. So the whole disappear for 6 months and come out a new man thing is mostly bullshit. And this isn't just because I know some of you are going to think oh, he just didn't work hard enough, or he just didn't do this or that. I know that's what you're thinking, because that's what I used to think when I watch people make videos about this kind of topic. But seriously, it's not going to do much. Okay, you're better off just cutting out most bullshit in your life, things like partying, things like drugs, things like alcohol, pornography, video games, social media, junk food, TV. Ideally cut it out, but if you do it every now and then, sure, whatever, it's one thing, right? And honestly, all these other things as well, like alcohol and partying and whatnot, personally I don't do any of them, but if you periodically indulge in them, it's not that big of a deal. It's only if they take up a considerable portion of your day too frequently that they become a problem, right? If you can do it in moderation, fine, have fun. But anyways, the point is, you're better off just adopting a sustainable lifestyle that's healthy and helps you stay on track and also work towards your goals in a consistent manner, instead of going over the edge, going to the extremes, and just getting burnt out after a couple of months, because it's not going to lead to anything of significance. All right, once you get burnt out, if you've experienced burnout, you know what it's actually like. You just can't get yourself to do anything. You're so unproductive. You feel like the most useless person on earth when you're burnt out, because you just can't seem to get anything done. All you do is sit on your ass all day and question why you're not able to get anything done. And even if you're doing stuff that's supposed to be fun, like maybe watching TV or going out or playing video games or whatever, it doesn't even feel enjoyable. You're just doing it because you don't have anything else to do. Well, you're just doing it because you can't stand the thought of working, even though that's what you should be doing, and you keep beating yourself up about it time and time again. And so you don't want to experience burnout. And so in order to avoid that, adopt a lifestyle that's sustainable, that's healthy, and that's also productive, that enables you to make incremental progress towards your goals on a daily basis and move the needle forward without leading to burnout, right? In my previous video on this channel, I talked about the system that I use in order to sustainably in order to sustain my productivity, without getting burnt out. Like ever since I adopted this new approach, I haven't gotten burnt out since. And I used to get burnt out every couple of months in the past, and so far it's been about, like, I started this back in July, I believe. So July, August, September, October, November. So it's almost December. Like it's nearly been 5 months, if I've done the math correctly. Hopefully I've done the math correctly. So that's probably the longest time that I've gone without getting burnt out, because I used to go to the absolute extremes when it came to my workaholism per se. So the whole disappearing for this many months thing is bullshit. Don't do it. Don't waste your time. Instead, focus on finding a sustainable approach to your productivity and continue to make incremental progress to your goals year after year.